Hi there, good afternoon. You tune into ET now, and this is Market Fatafat with me, Shahel D'Souza. Along with me, I have Vinny Motiwala. Very good afternoon to you, Vinny. And looks like a good Friday afternoon. At least we are holding on to the levels that we have been trading for the entire day, at least now.
Absolutely, a good afternoon turning out there, but a lot of stocks that we will be focusing on the back of news flows and on the technicals, because Nifty managing to hold on to green, other stocks managing to perform the way they're supposed to. We'll talk about all of that in the next half an hour, and we do have Vinay Rajani, CMT at Senior Technicals and Derivative Analyst at HDFC Securities, joining in with us on the technicals, while from the research team today we have Gaurav joining in with us. A very good afternoon to both of you all as well. Thank you so much for joining in with us, and let's quickly start with the first stock that we're going to talk about today. We have JK Paper that's in focus, and why is that so? They reported their numbers. Numbers were not that great, but what was interesting is overall that, yes, EBITDA margin, we saw a decline of 700 basis points, but in terms of the commentary, selling price, they said that that will continue to remain under pressure. Going forward, also, they're expecting some bit of an increase in terms of imports, but significant increase in raw material cost, lower realization. That was something that impacted the categories this time. The sales volume grew by 2.3% on a year-on-year basis. So, yes, keeping an eye out on that. Other than that, when we had the management also, they did say that, overall, what they're saying is that paperboard business, that could be something that one could watch out for going forward. But yes, today the stock is surely buzzing away in trade. Not much of a decline that we're seeing, and actually a sharper up move than what one was expecting despite the subduedness in the numbers.
And they did say that they have taken price hikes in certain segments as well, and that was an ET now cover on the last day, and that also got confirmed. So that is one of the reasons also why JK Paper is seeing good up move in trade today. But Vinay, coming to you, Coal India, how is this one looking on the charts?
Yeah, so Coal India is hovering around its all-time high, and we have been witnessing some good momentum coming back into the all PSU stocks. So not only the Coal India, but if we were to see any PSU stock from any particular space like defense space, whether these shipyard space, all PSU stocks have been performing well. Now NTPC Power Grid is also performing well. PFC REC has been doing good. So entire PSU space has been outperforming. The Coal India all-time high was at 482 odd levels. Right now it is trading at 470. So the primary trend has been bullish, but right now the stock is into consolidation mode. The way PSUs have been going and the way momentum is building up, I think Coal India is headed for the new all-time high above 482. So view is clearly bullish. Right now the support for the stock comes around 450, which happens to be the recent low of last 3 days. And I'm expecting this stock to break out from the consolidation which is there for last 3 months. So looking very strong on the charts, and bright chances are there to break out above 482, and ultimately it will extend the gain. So keeping a stop loss of 450, traders can continue to hold on the long position.
Let's move on. Let's talk about a stock that could be rightly called as the stock of the day apart from M&M, and that has to be Kaynes Technology, because this particular counter has hit upper circuit about 20% last time I checked. There you go, 20% up move coming in for Kaynes Technology, and this on back of their robust numbers. Their profit nearly doubled in the quarter gone by. Their revenues were higher by about 75%. Investec has said that they find the results slightly ahead of the estimates. They are saying that the ramp up of volumes from Mahindra and Mahindra and new client additions are likely for the counter. Apart from that, we spoke to the management of Kaynes Technology on ET Now, and they sounded really positive about the growth going ahead. They're saying they will increase the margins by more than 100 basis points in the current fiscal year. They're aiming to achieve a 60% revenue growth in FY25. They have a large order book in the aerospace segment as well. And they have an order pipeline about 2,000 to 3,000 crore rupees coming in the next 3 quarters. So they are pretty bullish, a strong order book coming in, and that's why 20% upper circuit.
Absolutely strong order book and 20% upper circuit. I think it deserves a merit there. But let's move on to the next one. BEL. Yes, we did have some news flow coming in that Nuvama Alternative Research as well as IIFL Alternative Research experts have said that BEL could be one of those inclusions in the Nifty 50 come September 30th, and BEL as well as Strength would be included in the Nifty 50, and exclusion coming in for DBs as well as LTI Mindtree. So yes, we have seen BEL moving in trade today, but BEL is a counter that has moved even before that and has been buzzing in trade for a while now. So Vinay, what's your thoughts on BEL now? Where do we see it headed?
Yeah, again a PSU stock which has recently registered a new all-time high. In fact, today's high is the all-time high around 247, and it has taken out the crucial resistance of the previous swing high, which was at 242 odd levels. So it has surpassed that level and has got into the momentum. The BDL, the HAL, these stocks have already performed very well, and the another stock from the PSU defense space, which has given a fresh breakout on the charts. So yes, looking good, though it has risen in last 3-4 sessions, but still it looks very strong setup. And 241 now becomes the short-term support. But for positional trader, I would suggest a stop loss of 227. The trend is clearly bullish. The sector is doing good. So kind of momentum is there. I'm expecting this momentum to be on the continue to be on the upside, and this could touch even 265 to 270 odd levels also. So keeping 227 as a positional trader stop loss, one can continue to hold on to the long position. So view is bullish on Bharat Electronics.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Bharat Electronics. With Gaurav, let's talk about Info Edge. This one came out with the numbers yesterday. The stock was subdued, was trying to catch up in the last half hour of trading session. And look at the catch up, where is leading it to it today? 6% up more on Info Edge. And why is that?
Look at the numbers, company came up with the numbers yesterday, and if you look at the numbers, revenue was up almost by 8%, PAT saw an increase of 18%, but after that we saw a dip coming up in the stock. But right after that we saw two brokerages coming up with price hike for the target for the company. So Nomura has now maintained buy rating and hiked the target price to 6,750 rupees, because what they believe is that in this time in this quarter we saw strong billing growth across all the segment. They also believe that IT billing is showing first sign of growth and turnaround for the company, and apart from that other verticals are also doing well. Apart from that, if you also look at Nuvama, they have also increased the target price from 6,500 rupees to 7,050 rupees, because they also believe that billing growth is likely to accelerate from here on because of the utilization in IT services, and apart from that margins are also likely to be steady. And as a result, if we are looking at the stock price, it is now up almost 6.5%. So definitely a turnaround coming up in stock price as well. So watching out for this stock and see how it performs for the investors in coming days.
Surely keeping an eye out on Info Edge over there today, holding on to very strong gains. Let's move on, talk about Midani then. Vinay, on the technicals and charts, what's the outlook for Midani? In the last 1 year, we've seen the stock almost doubling from 200 levels to today at 455. What is the outlook that one should have for Midani? Do you expect a run-up to start now for the company once again?
Yeah, I'm expecting a bullish run, because after a healthy correction, stock has again recouped all the losses and in fact surpassed the previous swing high. There is a multiple top resistance was 455. That 455 resistance is crossed today, and with the good volumes for last 3-4 sessions, we witnessed some good buying with the good volumes also. So along with the PSU and defense space, this stock can also continue to do well, because technically it has crossed the crucial resistance of 455 and sustaining above that. So I'm bullish on this particular counter. This has got potential to reach to the previous swing highs of even 540 odd levels also. So the sector is doing good. The stock has given a fresh breakout. It has just crossed its 50 days EMA resistance also, and previous top resistance also. So yes, looking good to go long from here, and I see a strong support at 430. So keeping that stop loss in mind, traders can take a long bet on this.
Okay, let's move on to stock number 7 for today. We have Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals that's in focus after it reported its numbers. The stock hit a 52-week high today, and numbers were a good set of numbers that came in. Beat was on versus what the street was expecting, and that is why I look at the stock. 16% uptick as of now is what Crompton is managing to hold on to. Now Jefferies has come out with a note where they're maintaining a buy, hike the target price to 390 rupees per share from previous target price of 350 rupees per share. What they're also highlighting that margin was a beat. ECD segment, that's started seeing those positive signs coming in. Even in terms of the EBIT, that's moved on to the positive side for the ECD segment, and that remains a key growth driver for the company. Strong summer season in Q1 FY25 is what is expected, so that's why they're raising their FY25-26 EPS target, as well as the PE valuations of the company, also target for PE as well. And overall, the valuations are at a discount when you compare it to the peers. Other than that, when we spoke to the management also, they did highlight that how they're seeing a strong management. Fans were seeing a double-digit growth. They expect this trend to continue in Q1, as well as the lighting segment also is something that they are quite bullish on. And in terms of overall the performance over there is something that they could see a strong growth in the lighting going forward in the B2B as well as the B2C portfolio. So keeping an eye out on Crompton.
All right, that's Crompton for you. But Gaurav, BEML, why is this one in focus?
Well, yes. If you look at BAML, actually the company came up with good set of numbers. If on 12th of May, the company, if you look at the numbers, revenue is up almost by 9%, EBITDA margins improved, and if you look at net profit also, that improved almost by 62.9%. Apart from that, on Q4's book, they had a total order book of 11,872 crore rupees, out of which 8,571 crore rupees worth of orders were executable in FY25 itself. And now the company has bagged another order. This company has bagged an order worth 250 crore rupees, and with this the company's order book has gone up almost has crossed 12,000 crore rupees. And if you look at the stock performance also, the the share price has gone up almost by 8.5% in a day straight. So definitely a positive news coming up from BML, as they have got a new order worth 250 crore rupees as they have filed in BSE today. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next stock, and Tech Mahindra. Vinay, what's the outlook for Tech Mahindra? Where should we see it moving in the next couple of years? And in terms of the charts and technicals, what is it looking like there?
Yeah, so talking about the Nifty IT index, yesterday Nifty IT index has given a good close, on a strong close after a long time, and that was the first impression, the first indication that IT is also wants to participate in this rally. So, but in today's session, we have seen that it is not sustaining at higher level. But look, talking about the Tech Mahindra from the IT space, this is the only stock which from the large cap IT space which is trading above the 50, 100 and 200 days exponential moving averages. If you see other stocks like TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Coforge, all these stocks are actually trading below their medium to long term moving averages. This is the only stock which is trading and sustaining above these averages. So this is showing a relative strength in the counter. So if you were to pick one stock from the IT space, and I think Tech Mahindra is the strongest amongst the pack. So looking strong today also, it is up by almost 0.7%. So looking great setup on the charts. And the support I see is around 1280, which is the short-term support. I'm expecting that once we see a follow-up buying back into the IT space, Tech Mahindra would be the first to lead the entire sector. And ultimately, I'm expecting Tech Mahindra to go beyond 1400 levels. So this is the best in the IT space, at least from the technical side. And traders can watch out for the support of 1280. And on the upside, 1400 is the next resistance.
Alright, let's move on. Let's talk about TVS Supply Chain Solutions then. This particular counter is in focus and not on back of earnings or management commentary. In fact, it has a corporate announcement that has taken place. The stock was trading higher last time I checked, about 5.7% higher. It's on track for the best day since April 19th. The company has said that it has signed a deal with Manchester Metropolitan University. This to implement or to help them implement AI in the company's supply chain. So on back of this tie-up that they have, the stock has seen a good up move above 4% or so now.
Let's move on, talk about Moil. That stock has been in focus. They reported their numbers, I believe, a couple of days ago. And in the last 5 days, Cheryl, the stock has already seen an up move for around 27 to 30%. Vinay, on the technicals, what's the view for Moil? Because today also it's buzzing away in trade, and like I was mentioning, we've already seen that run up there.
Yeah, so stock is almost at the circuit at 20%, and this is one of the PSU stocks again which is doing good. Day before yesterday, it came out with the results, and after that we saw a subdued movement in yesterday's session. But today suddenly it has gone up. The reason behind could be the manganese ore prices in the Chinese market. If you were to see the international Chinese markets, especially the manganese ore prices have shot up like anything in last 1 month. And that is the product of Moil, and that is actually giving support to the stock like Moil. And that's the logic behind the entire rally which we are witnessing in the Moil. So technically, Moil has crossed the 463 resistance, and now that previous resistance becomes the strong support. So keeping 463 as a support in mind, one can continue to hold on and trail the stop losses on the continuous basis. So looking strong setup on the chart. As of now, 463 is a support for the stock, and as in when we see this stock continuing its rally, we should continue to trail the stop loss. That is the only way we can hold on to this particular, and we should ride the rally with the trailing stop loss. That's the best strategy we can adopt in this kind of stock.
Alright, so that is all about Moil. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Market Fatafat. More stocks on the other side, don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now, and let's continue talking about the stocks that are in focus. And Titagarh Wagons, Gaurav, why is this one in focus? Sorry, Titagarh Rail, I stand corrected.
Well, yes, Titagarh Rail is in focus because if you look at the numbers, company recently came up with the numbers and those were actually, ahead of what the street was expecting. And on the back of this, we also saw some upgrades coming up. So like Nuvama recently revised the target price for the company to 1475 rupees versus what it was at 1309 rupees. And now the company has come up with another news flow. So as per sources, Titagarh Rail, the delivery for the Bangalore Metro Rail coaches is expected to start soon for the company. The execution of the delivery is basically under near completion phase, and apart from that, we can actually expect delivery somewhere between 1 to 2 months from here on. If you look at total order book for the company, the passenger rail business order book now stands at 6,750 crore rupees, and for FY25, company is targeting to make 15 to 20 coaches per month. Company has also said that they are seeing strong demand for metros coming up from cities like Bhubaneswar, Patna, Chennai and Mumbai. So on the back of this, there is a very strong outlook for FY25 for the company. If you also look at the share price, it is up 2% in a day's trade. So definitely watching out on this trade, this company, and see how it performs.
Okay, watching out on Titagarh Rail and how it performs and trade going forward. Let's move on to the next stock and on the technicals. Vinay, could you tell us what is the word on the technicals for GMDC? Currently, the stock is trading at 428. In the last 6 months, we have seen subdued returns of 11%. So, what is the outlook going forward?
Yeah, so currently the stock is into a zigzag kind of moves, but if you were to look at the overall setup, it is trading above 50, 100 and 200 days moving average. So after a running correction in the previous bearishness in the market, it has managed to recoup the losses, and today it is moving up, and today it is up by 5% with a significant jump in volume. So today's volume is almost double than the last 5 days average volume, so that's a good sign. And all metal and mining stocks actually performing very well in today's session. Metals, we all know metal index has hit a new all-time high, and mining stocks like MOIL is one of the mining stocks, NMDC, then National Aluminium, these all stocks are performing very well. So along with the strength in the entire sector of PSU, entire sector of metal and mining, this all are supporting the stock like GMDC. So I'm expecting good move on the upside. The immediate resistance for the GMDC comes in around 453, which happens to be the previous swing high. So 453 is the immediate resistance. As far as support is concerned for the traders, I would suggest a stop loss at 407. So keeping that stop loss in mind, one can continue to remain long. And 450 is the first resistance. Once that closes above that level, then we can expect a further upside. So overall setup is looking good because sector is performing very well.
All right, that's the take coming in on GMDC. Gaurav, Endurance Tech, another earnings candidate?
Well, yes. Endurance Tech recently come up with the results like yesterday only, and if you look at the numbers were quite strong. Revenue was up almost 20.2%. EBITDA margins also saw an improvement of 173 basis points, and if you look at net profit, that went up almost by 54% on a YY basis. But apart from that, there are other reasons why this company is going to be in focus. If we look at the increase in the revenue and the overall performance, we saw 7% QOQ increase in European business revenue, and that was driven by PV business. If we look at gross margins also, those have improved because of the increase in the improvement in product mix, which is again going to sustain as per some of the market experts. And also the company has recommended dividend of 8.5 rupees per equity share. They are also coming up with greenfield project in Aurangabad Industrial City with 900 metric ton of capacity. This production, the production from this capacity is going to start in Q1 FY26 according to the company at an investment of 400 crore rupees. So all in all, there are multiple news flows coming up for this company. If you look at stock performance also, that is up almost by 7.5% in a day's trade. So definitely watching out on what happens in this company in the days coming ahead.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out for Endurance Tech. Let's move on, talk about a private bank on the technicals and Axis Bank. Vinay, what's the target that one should keep for Axis Bank? Last 1 month, it's managed to see a slight bit of an uptick. Do you think that's here to stay, and that is where we could see the stock moving upwards now?
Yeah, so post result it gave a nice movement. Further follow buying was seen, but if you were to talk about the entire sector, Bank Nifty is actually consolidating in the range. It is not showing that much momentum right now. The flavor of the market is the PSU stocks. So right now Bank Nifty is consolidating. Private sector banks also almost all stocks are consolidating. So as of now, the relative setup amongst the private sector bank, Axis Bank is looking better on the chart. It is a flag kind of pattern on the daily chart. So after a running correction, it is trying to sustain at higher level. So for last 7-8 session, it is consolidating. But once we see a close above 1150, we can expect a good momentum coming back to the stock, because relatively it is looking stronger on the charts as compared to the other private sector and PSU banking stock. So one of the strongest private sector bank, you can say, as far as charts are concerned. And I'm expecting that above 1150, the stock could move to 1190 level. For the short term, the stop loss and support comes around 1110. So 1110 is a very strong support, and with that stop loss, one can continue to hold on the long positions.
Okay, that is Axis Bank, but that was the last talk for today. So thank you so much, Vinay, as well as Gaurav, for joining in with us. And viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat. So goodbye from Cheryl, myself, as well as the team who put this show together.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.